Abandon Hope here, and today we're going to be starting Hand of Fate. It's kind of a card game with some fighter brawler elements that are reminiscent of Batman Arkham games and Shadows of Mordor Assassin's Creed, but also has like a collectible card game elements, but we'll get into that very shortly. And let's start.
Back so soon.
So basically you are some sort of adventurer or person who tempts fate, which is this man here, and he's made a deck of cards for you to play against. And there's always a leader or champion in each of the levels, as they would say.
12 in all must fall before you may challenge me.
Yeah, so he's telling you that you must fight 12 of these suited cards to challenge him. And then he goes and makes the deck or play world. So it's, you get encounter cards, equipment cards, and monster cards. He generates the monster cards, and the encounter cards are basically these
We begin.
upside down cards in front of us. And we move, and then we get an
That
event.
first moment. That glinting
And when an event
a
happens,
call to
you
action, to
basically
adventure.
get a choice, an option that returns it. So we were passing by Twisted Canyon and we see a glint of a weapon. Are covered with thick vines, perfect for climbing. Well, I'm going to climb down there and grab a weapon. And this is how you decide whether you win or fail. As you saw, there's 3 successes and 1 failure. So I got to choose the card I want and flip it over, and I got the success. So I get the reward at the bottom of the canyon. Draw 1 weapon card. I got a sword. And I will equip that sword because it's a few points better than my
That will make me
rusty
much more
axe.
effective.
Some of the other things to note, you have a health pool. Obviously, you can see it in the heart by the bottom left. Above that, there's a card that says food, and it's marker 9. So every time you make a move on this map, you use 1 food. And then gold, and that's the gold you get from challenges or adventures here. Mr.
I was never a
Lionel.
fan of illusion or pretense.
And also enjoying your evening meal at the local tavern, a strange old man takes a seat next to yours. He taps your shoulder quite painfully with his wooden staff to get your attention, and you notice that he appears to be a goblin, poorly disguised as a human. His wizened face grins at you with a hint of madness. My name is Mr. Lionel. If you give me what I need, boy, I will conjure up heart's desire with this wizarding wand of my own creation. And then you get options. I could give him the bread from my plate. I can't give him 20 gold because I do not have 20 gold. Or I could just ask him what he needs. I'm just going to ask him what he needs. He needs to help me, apparently. Taps the staff on the ground and a shield materializes at your feet. There you go, old bean. He smiles, reveals chipped yellow teeth. Your face reminds me of my son. I haven't met you before, have I? And then I got a shield,
I cannot expect you to
which
get by
allows
without
me
some
to
protection.
reflect attacks with the Y button in combat, and to counter their foes' attacks.
You can now reflect your opponent's ranged attacks.
And there we go, we won the challenge. Then we're going to move up again, use another food, and we found the Elfin Maiden. Shady Forest, you encounter an Elfin Maiden. She stops to greet you. I'm Marith of the Postfolk. My people have long helped the mortals of this realm. What boon would you ask for? Longer life, supplies, or gold? I'm going to take the supplies because food is basically how many moves you can make before you start taking health damage. And every time you move without food, you take 10 hit points of damage, so you can't really go that far. If you start running to combat, you're not going to be able to go even further. So let's move on. And this is the end of the level card.
Seeking the heart.
So with this, you have a choice to leave the level or not, or this playing field.
Your journey
And when
is
you
well
do,
conducted.
the board resets and he
This
draws
is
out
what
some
I
more
was looking
cards.
for.
The cards don't
Show some
always
aptitude for
appear in a 4x or 2x2
Perhaps
block
this will
like
not
that.
be
They
as
do
boring
branch
as
out
I
and make
thought.
another pass. This is the shop. You have a choice to go in it or not. I really don't have any money or items to sell, so I'm just going to pass by it and get to more other interesting paths of the game.
An ambush. Hardly
Yeah, I
fair.
could have sold the axe, but the axe was only like 2 gold. By the way, that's my wife Yutsu, and you probably heard our little Smeagol in the background. And this is the winding trail. Suddenly a tree falls across your path, blocking the path ahead. Kills one monster. And this is the combat. So each suit in this sort of tarot-like deck, it represents one kind of enemy type, and dust is bandits. And basically the number denotes how many opponents there are. So this is a 2 dust, there's 2 bandits, and the bandits attack. Usually the first load on combat takes a little while because it's just loading assets. This game was released about 2 weeks ago from early access to full release, and it's probably one of the best examples of an early access game, what it could be potential of. And here again, so here's the combat menu. Oh, there's a little controller scheme. I'm just gonna let everybody see that for a second so they know what's up. And so as you can see, it's like Batman. You sit there, I'll hack and slash, and then I'll counter one guy, and then I'll hack and slash. And there you go. And you get a little slow-mo kill. That was a very easy combat. And I get 3 gain cards. So I get loot cards. Not all encounters you get gain cards, but this one you do. I get an equipment. Ooh, I get an axe, which is slightly better than my sword, so I will equip that. I get 5 more food. And 25 gold.
Sweet.
So this is where I decide, do I explore up top or do I just double back to the shop, which that's what I'm going to do, and waste a food to get into the shop to spend some money. And let's see what the shop has to offer. One of the things I like about, at least when it's loading the level, the cards kind of land on your character, and each time it lands, if it's like a weapon card, you'll see the weapon appear, for the combat at least. And the items do change appearance quite a bit. Swords for... you can't even sell the rusty axe. Sword, Kappa healing, not enough money. That's the axe. Explorer's helm. Nothing really. I'm just gonna save my gold. Maybe I'll find a better shop with better items.
You could have bought the helm.
That helm, the special effect on it was if I land on the exit, then the rest of the levels appeared. Usually if I'm landing on the exit, it's because I'm done exploring. Oh, 3 bandits in an ambush. And here's where I should point out about how your character equips the gear. There's his armor, then you see a shield, and his axe.
I find the game is very much like Pathfinder.
Pathfinder is a card game / board game that was released by Wizards of the Coast, and it's based off their tabletop role-playing franchise Pathfinder, which is basically like D&D, just rebranded. Oh, and that was a good finish.
But just with the equipment cards and the deck building, it does play very similarly.
Oh, and there's one pretending to be dead. Oh, I'll sneak up and stab them. They're bandits. They tried to stab me.
4.
E4? Okay.
Nice.
And I get 3 more game cards. I get another shield. Yay! And 5 more food. 15 gold.
It's almost worth it to go back to the shop.
This part is actually like the introduction to the game.
You have reached my first champion. A good
So
man
this is
driven
all
to
pretty much
madness
just
by a war
tutorial.
that took all from him, wife and child, kith and kin.
He just grabbed a bunch of little coins and floated them in the air. When you get cards, there'll be a little gold token like underneath the Jack of Dust. And basically, when you get new cards, they'll have tokens on them. And if you beat the card or pass the encounter or challenge, you get the token, and at the end of the match, whether you win or not, you break open the tokens to add cards to your
Some
deck.
enemy attacks cannot
And they
block
actually
your
chain into
counters.
storylines.
Get out of the way or stop them with your own counterattack.
Oh wow. One thing about the combat is it doesn't really pay to spam because he will get locked in like a combo. Like he'll just be locked in the animations of his move, and that's how you get it. Oh jeez. Oh wow.
You're down to 21.
Yeah, I know.
Tuck and roll.
I was stuck in the animation from the counter on the last guy. I was just talking about that, how sometimes you could get stuck in the animation.
Oh, that's a bad day.
Oh boy, is it ever.
Run, run, run.
Ooh, barely missed that.
One thing I would like to see in this game is health bars. I know it's kind of an element of suspense not to have them.
Oh, wow. My first episode and I end up dying. Well, just to go to show you, even though I was getting all the stats and cards, if you don't pay attention,
And so the game takes another life.
yep, it takes another
Do
life.
not worry, though. You may try again.
Yep.
I have nothing new for you. If this is too much trouble, perhaps try an earlier.
Yeah, I'd like to try an earlier challenge, but I
You might
can't yet
do
because I haven't
better if
unlocked
you can
anything
unlock
because this
some
is the
more
first
to work.
challenge.
Take two.
You remember the Jack of
Yeah.
Hearts.
I'll just
He
leave it
still
all in one
awaits your
video.
challenge.
Twisted Canyon. See a weapon glinting in the sunlight laying next to a skeleton at the bottom of the canyon. Walls of the canyon are covered in thick vines, perfect for climbing. I will climb down to retrieve that weapon. I want better hacking and slashing. I'm gonna choose 2. Yay! And the odds aren't always like 3 to 1 or anything like that. I've seen it like 1 success and all failures, and you could either have a success or a huge success.
Really?
So it does make a
Is
difference.
that what you're going to do?
Oh, Mr. Lionel, I'll give him the bread from my plate. I lose 1 bread, but I get a shield.
Fling your opponent's
the reward's
challenges
always
back
the
in their
same.
faces.
Yeah, unless you give him the
Every
20
step you
gold,
take
then I think he gives you a bunch of
consumes
gold
food,
gain
but you will
cards.
also heal as you proceed.
That's almost backwards.
Yeah, it really is like... Oh, I got tons of food. Okay. And then we're gonna go to the exit. See the next floor.
Head downwards, if you dare. You're on the final floor.
Oh,
of our
and
simple
see how the map
Your
changed? Oh,
opponent
another
waits
shop.
here for you.
Oh, this is the final
Find
floor.
him.
Okay.
If you defeat me, well, it is early to be talking about victories and losses.
Winding trail.
Let us see what you're made of.
And as you can see in the combat there, I just kind of stopped for a second and, you know, paid attention to what I was doing, and I just crushed them. Yeah. So maybe for combat, I'll apologize if I don't talk, but
The most fundamental
for sake of
symbol of
progression,
might
it
or
might just be
age.
better. Unless people like watching me fail sauce.
Just a little bit.
Thanks, love.
Again, the surprise attack. The
Oh,
novelty
it's
must
only
wear
2.
thin
You got
for subsequent
this.
Yeah.
travels.
I never noticed that the clubs had fists in them before.
Yeah, you didn't?
Like,
It's
that's
kind of
personal
neat. It's like
fail.
a tarot card. Like, even the back of the cards almost have like Asian-inspired yin-yang coloring to them. Oh, just hack into him. So predominantly you play a melee class. And it is single player, no co-op. It'd be kind of weird to do a co-op because the boards would have to be a lot bigger, and bring in your own personalized equipment decks and everything. It just the design mechanics for, especially an early company, would be kind
I'm
of
sure you're
daunting.
grateful for that.
Healing cap.
Yeah, that will give me twice the amount of healing. And you go on to the next one, the Jack of Dust.
Again, you face the Jack of Dust. Press on. Do not give up this early.
Oh, baby doesn't like the Jack of Dust.
No. Just hit and run and focus on what you're doing. Oh, I got a finisher move there. Oh,
Just be nice if you were getting those moves on the Jack, eh?
I get some.
Very nice.
Oh, I'm just gonna face smash the last of this. There you go. I got him. Then I get his card and I stand in. You can see me wearing the cap, as in the other shots I wasn't.
Down into the worms with him.
Yep. Worm food.
There is peace for him.
And there's the meat of the game. I'll get to that in a
One
second when we can
champion
open
has been
it and
sent
show
to
you what's going on.
Yet we are only at the start of our road.
And here's the tokens I was talking about earlier when you get for defeating him. Jack gave me several tokens when I beat him.
If you fall at the first
And then you get a bunch of cards, and it's basically, they'll give you, one of them will give you like the boss of the next round
you make
unlock, and then there's another event card, Dead King Halls, and there is an event card, Local Peasant, Devil's Choice event, the River event, and Captain of the Guard events. And these are all equipment cards, so medium armor, Chains of Rage, Mercenary Contract, medium armor, Fortitude's Breast Shield, and Desperate Measures. And in this one, there is, for defeating Bandit Jack, I'll give you new challenges, more event cards. Bandit Attack, Maze of Traps. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention is there is a lock symbol, so they will have to be in your encounter deck. You cannot remove them until you meet the requirements to unlock them, and that may be just, defeat 3 bandit attacks in one play session. And goblins.
Shall we deal again? Ah, good. Now you
Okay.
understand the basics.
And I just wanted to
In earnest. Your
story
hero
mode,
must return to his
and
items.
here's basically the level layout. So there is Jack, Queen, King, and Ace going down the columns, and across it's usually like Jack of Dust, Jack of Skulls, and Jack of I can't remember what I think it's Jack of Dust or King of Dust.
We'll find out as the Let's Play progresses.
Yes. But when basically you defeat 3 row going in the row across from left to right, you get a chalice card or an artifact, and that will boost your character's base equipment, health, and make the enemy stronger. So as you get more, everything gets a lot more difficult. Well, this has been a session of Hand of Fate, and I'll be bringing more out to you, and we'll see how far we can get and how well we do. If you like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe to see more future content, and don't forget to comment. Thank you very much. Have a good day.